Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching the Johns Hopkins Health System Pharmacy Technician Training Program informational video. My name is Tricia Valerio, and I am the Program Director of the JHHS Pharmacy Technician Training Program. During this video, we will describe the JHHS Pharmacy Technician Training Program history. We will then go into detail about the program components, curriculum, example schedule, and locations offering the training program. Then we will go over the general application process. Lastly, we will answer frequently asked questions regarding the Pharmacy Technician Training Program. The JHHS Pharmacy Technician Training Program is supported by the System Department of Pharmacy. Students selected will be hired on by the Department of Pharmacy as a pharmacy technician trainee. Students will be paid full-time employment, which is 40 hours a week, while attending the training program. The program is 18 weeks in duration, which encompasses completion of coursework and time to obtain your Board of Pharmacy registration. Once the trainee has successfully completed the training program and obtained their State Board of Pharmacy registration, the trainee's position will be promoted to a pharmacy technician at the same hiring pharmacy. The JHHS Pharmacy Technician Training Program is approved by the District of Columbia, Florida, and Maryland Board of Pharmacy. Our program follows nationally recognized standards and regulations set by the Society of Health System Pharmacy and Accreditation Council of Pharmacy Education for formal pharmacy technician education, and we received full accreditation back in 2022. We offer 2 classes per year: the spring cohort, which is between March to June, and the fall cohort between October to January. We have graduated approximately 20 students per year. We currently have a 90% graduation rate and 100% job placement rate. The JHHS Pharmacy Technician Training Program has 3 main components: didactic, simulation, and experiential rotations. Over the course of 15 weeks, you will spend half the time doing schoolwork, which is a combination of didactic and simulation components, with approximately 190 hours, and the other half will be spent in the pharmacy doing experiential rotation, which is about 210 hours. This model allows students to apply module-based didactic learning and hands-on simulation exercises in a real-world environment and progress through required competency in this continuous learning model. Let's talk about the didactic component. Our didactic components are self-paced, computer-based module learning with narrative lectures, pacing questions, digital animation, and interactive assessments of knowledge application from Pharmacy Technician University, or also known as PTU's, website. The first picture on the left shows the Pharmacy Technician University webpage, where all the didactic modules can be accessed. The second picture on the right shows an example of the module titled Controlled Substance. This module provides a comprehensive learning experience on DEA, or also known as the Drug Enforcement Administration, as well as the laws and regulations that pertain to the classification, prescribing, and dispensing of controlled substances. Technicians will learn the requirements for managing controlled substance inventory and record keeping, along with requirements for transfers, proper disposal, and handling diversion. Important topics covered in the JHHS Pharmacy Technician Training Program include pharmacy medication error prevention and safety, pharmaceutical calculations, pharmacology, community pharmacy practice, institutional pharmacy practice, and federal pharmacy law. Trainees will be given a schedule at the beginning of the training program. Trainees are expected to independently complete required modules according to the daily schedule. One important aspect of the didactic component is to not fall behind. If a trainee falls behind by more than a week, they are subject to dismissal. There are 12 unit exams, 1 midterm exam, and 1 final exam throughout the training program. Trainees must successfully complete required exams in order to graduate. If a trainee is unable to pass after 3 attempts, they are subject for dismissal from the training program. In addition to computer-based modules, the JHH Department of Pharmacy will supplement virtual review sessions and office hours. Additional tutoring is available upon trainee request. Moving on to the second component, Simulations. Simulations are exercises that are performed to allow trainees practice skills learned in lectures. For example, one simulation could be practiced to make an IV medication or practice compounding a suspension. Another example of a simulation is to practice the proper pronunciation of commonly used medications and identifying their medication class. Simulations will be a mix of virtual or on-site activities with an instructor. Instructors will grade the trainee using a rubric for each activity. The picture on the left is the Pharmacy Training Center on-site at the Johns Hopkins Hospital, where simulations occur for students at the Johns Hopkins Hospital location. The picture on the right is an example of an instructor providing feedback to a trainee while performing the sterile IV compounding simulation. During simulation activities, trainees are expected to be engaged, open to instructors' feedback, and incorporate the instructor's feedback through the activity to master the skills needed. Simulation activities may need to be repeated as needed to achieve a passing score. During school days, which consist of didactic and simulation components, the hours are generally day shifts from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Each day's course load is assigned based on the credit class hours, estimated by the average learner's speed. Approximately 6 credit hours are assigned per day. Downtime can be used for continued learning, studying, or other program-related functions. Examples of these are review sessions, office hours, or individualized check-ins with our career coach. Trainees are expected to dedicate time outside of work hours to study in order to successfully complete the training program. The last component is experiential rotations. During experiential rotation at the hiring pharmacy, trainees will perform pharmacy technician duties under the direct supervision of a site preceptor or a preceptor designee. You will be assigned a preceptor at the beginning of the training program. The preceptor will coordinate our training activities in the pharmacy and provide a grading using a rubric at the end of the rotation. Common activities trainees will experience in the pharmacy include proper delivery of medications, learning to use our electronic health record, learning to make IV medications, performing medication inventory duties, such as locating expiration dates of medication or shadowing the pharmacy inventory specialists, learning to navigate our automatic dispensing cabinets and refilling medications, performing non-sterile compounding, such as compounding a suspension or solution. And lastly, trainees will have the opportunity to shadow pharmacists and assist pharmacists in patient care processes. During the experiential rotation, trainers will be teaching you using the see one, do one, teach one method, where you will be first shown how to do the activity, then performing the activity yourself, and lastly, you will teach the activities back to your trainer. You will be assigned a trainer at all times, and trainees are expected to take direction from the trainer. It is important that you be on time and that you are actively engaged in learning. Please do not hesitate to ask questions when you don't understand something. It is better to ask questions now to prevent any medication errors. Trainees will be subject to dismissal if unable to achieve proficiency in the required tasks at the end of the rotation. This slideshow shows an example weekly curriculum in the training program. Each week, your time will be split between doing schoolwork and experiential rotation in the pharmacy. In this sample curriculum, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of this week is focused on schoolwork, which consists of didactic and simulation components. Each day, trainees will have assigned modules that they must complete at the end of the day. For example, as you can see in the table for week 9, Monday is focused on didactic coursework, and trainees are assigned to complete compounding calculation and non-sterile compounding modules. Tuesday, trainees will have 8 hours to complete a variety of instructor-led simulation exercises, such as counting and measuring medications, filling prescriptions, reconstituting oral powder, prescription processing and cash register calculation. Wednesday, we have a review session scheduled for compounding math, and trainees are assigned institutional pharmacy dispensing process module. Thursday and Friday of the week are experiential rotation days, where the trainee will be spent in the pharmacy. During pharmacy days, which consist of experiential rotation components, your hours will be day and evening rotating as determined by your hiring pharmacy. For example, some weeks in the pharmacy you will be in the day shifts, and some weeks you will be on evening shifts. There may be weekend and holiday requirements in the training program period as scheduled by your hiring pharmacy. The dress code for the pharmacy is scrubs. The color and type of scrubs will vary per training location. Something to note, pharmacy schedules during the training program versus after the training program will be different. Information will be communicated by your hiring pharmacy during recruitment. After you have completed the didactic, simulation, and experiential components of the training program, here are the next steps. First step, trainees must register with the State Board of Pharmacy as a pharmacy technician. This process includes completing the pharmacy technician registration application and completing all the necessary components, such as background checks and fingerprinting. There is a registration fee associated with the application, which is the trainee's responsibility. For trainees in Washington, D.C., you are also required to register with the D.C. Board of Pharmacy as a pharmacy technician trainee prior to the start of the technician training program. The second step, trainees are expected to apply to take the National Pharmacy Technician Certification Exam, also known as PTCE. There is a fee associated with the PTCE test. Once you pass the test, you are considered nationally certified. You do have to renew your certification every 2 years by completing 20 hours of continuing education. National certification is required for many of our entities within the Johns Hopkins Health System. You must obtain PTCB national certification within the designated time frame as required. For Johns Hopkins Hospital and Bayview Medical Center, this is within 2 years. For Sibley Memorial Hospital, this is within 1 year. For All Children's Hospital, it is highly encouraged. Now that we've finished describing the training program details and what to expect after completing the training program, I want to switch gears to talk about the locations offering the training program, the qualifications of the program, and the general application process. Currently, the JHHS Pharmacy Technician Training Program is established at the following locations. We have the Johns Hopkins Hospital and Bayview Medical Center in Baltimore, Maryland. We have Sibley Memorial Hospital in Washington, D.C. And lastly, we have All Children's Hospital in St. Petersburg, Florida. To be eligible for the JHHS Pharmacy Technician Training Program, candidates must hold a high school diploma, GED, or equivalent. They must pass pre-enrollment math and reading assessments with a score of 70% or higher. The application is open to both external and internal candidates of the Johns Hopkins Medicine. If you are an internal candidate who is applying, you must be at the Johns Hopkins Health System for a minimum of 6 months and be eligible for an internal transfer. For example, you must be in good standing. We do prefer candidates with 6 months of healthcare experience or customer-related experience. The training program enrollment is associated with employment. Therefore, you must complete all steps of the pre-boarding process for employment at the Johns Hopkins Health System, including complete health screening and being cleared by occupational health services and completing the required vaccination per hiring location, receiving satisfactory results on a criminal background check, receiving satisfactory results on reference checks, providing valid proof of identification, providing valid proof of authorization to work in the U.S., and complete a 1-day new employee orientation. I am now going to provide you a general overview of the application process. The exact details and dates may vary per location. Generally, the application process starts with you applying for the pharmacy technician trainee position for your interested location at the Johns Hopkins career website. We do enroll 2 cycles per year, as mentioned previously, 1 time in the spring and 1 time in the fall. When you apply on Johns Hopkins Medicine career website, please submit a resume with your application. For the application, please make sure to respond to the recruiter for screening and scheduling to take the math and reading pre-assessment. If you pass the pre-assessment, candidates will be scheduled the interview with the hiring pharmacy department. The number of pharmacy technician trainees selected will depend on the hiring pharmacy department. We do ask for 1-year commitment back to the Johns Hopkins Health System, which means for every trainee who successfully completes the training program, you must work as a full-time technician at the same hiring pharmacy you were training at for a minimum of 1 year. In the event the trainee leaves the employment as a full-time pharmacy technician before 1 year, the trainee will be responsible for reimbursing the Johns Hopkins Health System in the amount of the cost of the training program, which is $3,000. Note, a contract for 1-year commitment will be signed at the time of hire. The next few slides, we will go over the most frequently asked questions. Am I applying for a pharmacy technician position? No, you are actually applying for a pharmacy technician trainee position. This is a temporary position for the duration of the pharmacy technician training program. Once you have successfully completed the training program and have registered with the State Board of Pharmacy, your position will be advanced to the pharmacy technician position. Please note, if you already have pharmacy technician registration with the State Board of Pharmacy, you will not need to attend the technician training program again. Please apply for our open pharmacy technician positions at the Johns Hopkins Medicine Careers website. Will I be paid while completing the JHHS Pharmacy Technician Training Program? Yes, you will be paid full-time, 40 hours a week while completing the program. The pay rate varies per site and will be shared during recruitment. Generally, the pay rate is approximately $15 to $16 per hour. What is the cost of the program? The program is free, but we do ask for a minimum 1-year commitment from every trainee who completes the program. Can I maintain another position at the Johns Hopkins Health System while attending the pharmacy technician training program? No, you will be leaving your current position and joining the Department of Pharmacy as a pharmacy technician trainee while completing the program. Can I still go back to my previous department if things do not work out with the pharmacy technician training program? There is no protection to guarantee your previous position. You can bid for any open positions at your previous department. Thank you so much for watching this information session, and thank you for your interest in the technician training program. Please visit our website at www.hopkinsmedicine.org/pharmacy for more information. Again, here is my contact information. My name is Tricia Valerio, and my email is tpedoni@jh.edu. Please do not hesitate to email me if you have any questions about the JHHS Pharmacy Technician Training Program. Thank you so much.